Communication Error.
Welcome to episode 93 of the Communication Error podcast. We're doing a special Mario Day episode. We are recording on Mario Day 2025. This will go live 2 days after. But everything has happened on Mario Day so far.
And it was good.
Was
it so good.
It was.
I think it was great. Come on.
Something. There was one thing that I was excited for, and I already knew about it. So
yeah.
But
because I mean, they announced it last year, or they teased it.
Well, they have Lego Mario Kart sets. Like you could actually see behind me. There's like a Donkey Kong, a little Donkey Kong, and there's a Yoshi on a Yoshi right there. So there are Mario Kart Lego sets right now. This is the first 18 plus Mario Kart set, which is sick. I think it looks awesome. Like it is really cool. But yeah, so we're doing a Mario. What'd you say?
It's something. It's exciting.
Yeah, but now I know why Nintendo probably didn't invite me to that video, because I have opinions.
That doesn't surprise anyone. Can we introduce our guest?
Yes, we have a special guest all the way from Carpool Gaming and the 51st state, Canada.
Oh my God.
Whoa. No.
Ngachacha, welcome back.
Thanks for having me back, guys. Yes,
are you a hockey fan?
I am a no sports fan. I don't watch any sports.
I
thought that was like an anti-sports fan. You just want like all the sports to just go away.
Yes, that is exactly it. That you could not be further from the truth. Every time people start talking about sports, I'm ready to pass out. I need a pillow. Like, no.
Wow, I'm sorry for, I guess, stereotyping, thinking that you were going to be into like the Four Nations that just happened.
I don't even know what you're referring to.
Well, the hockey games?
Fire, water, earth.
Air.
That makes more sense to me, but the hockey, I know what hockey is, but I don't pay attention to that stuff. It's not
okay. All right. Never mind. We'll move on.
That was like a little, cheese.
You said
not all Canadians are the same, cheesy.
I don't know. I mean,
I think people know my political beliefs on here, and that was a 100% joke. I want Pennsylvania to become, what do you call it up there? A province?
Provinces. You want Pennsylvania to become another province? Hey, welcome to the Great North, I guess.
Ngachacha, how are you? What have you been up to?
I'm great. Thanks for having me back, guys. Like, I before we really dive deep into Mario Day celebrations, I've said this in the past, but I'm gonna say it again, even if it's repetitive. I'm a huge fan of Communication Error. Like, I have gone back to the backlog and listened to all the old episodes while trying to listen to the new episodes. So I have like a Communication Error podcast sandwich in my feeds. So I think in terms of the backlog, I think I'm at like 62, 63. I'm about to hit the episode about, I think it's about open world games versus linear games. I think that's where I'm at.
Oh, I think you will like that one, because I do believe we talk about Xenoblade on there.
Yes. Excellent. Even if you did it, big fan, love the show, so happy to be back.
Thank you.
Very happy to be back.
To toot our own horn or anything, but like, why? Why do you like this show so much?
It's the two of you are just number one. You two guys are just very nice guys, very easy to talk to, very chill. But in terms of as like a content consumer, I guess in that sense, like, why am I such a big fan? I find the topics very, very refreshing. Like, I'm really into podcasts that just do deep dives and just go all in. And I think the two of you do that very, very well with each topic that you guys have. And it's very fun to listen to because obviously, Communication Error, the two of you have very differing opinions usually on most topics. And it's just fun. It's a lot of good banter, even though things may get heated sometimes. It's fun, but it's wholesome because you two love each other. So You got that. You
Yeah,
guys
if we
got the it factor. You get great topics. Love
if
it.
we start cussing each other out and calling each other names, we might want to call it a day there, you know?
Let's not get there. Let's not get there. But no, I love the show and happy to be back again, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. And anybody that is listening or doesn't know Nagachaka, go listen to the PlayStation Drive. It is a PlayStation podcast. Also, just a good person of carpool gaming, which we have a lot of friends over there doing great stuff as well. So give them a listen, give them a shout out, go follow all the stuff you can do to support.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's funny that you mentioned that I'm part of the PlayStation Drive, but our most recent episode, there's a new gag where we're becoming the Nintendo Drive because we talked a lot of Nintendo on a PlayStation centric show. Sometimes it just happens. It just happens. So, I'm
Everybody
happy to.
knows Nintendo's the GOAT. That's why. That's,
I watched a
PlayStation-
full I watched a full video recently of Astrobot. And cuz like I heard people talking about it, said that it was like a Mario clone and everything, and man, I really want that game to come to Nintendo. And I know it's not going to, but like it looks so much fun.
Well, now they have a Astrobot PlayStation 5 bundle, I think. I saw.
Oh, really? That makes
do.
sense.
Well, it's a great bundle, but lost opportunity because I don't know if you two saw the picture. It's a regular PlayStation 5, but they didn't add like the two eyes from Astrobot to make it like a nice.
Yeah,
play-
they're just
like,
trying
come
to
on.
capitalize on the
on.
the game of the year hype there. But yeah,
They could have
Astrobot
done a
is a
better
Nintendo
job.
game. I think that is a Nintendo game. I consider it Nintendo.
Is it
And
just 'cause
since we're
it's
talking about
wholesome and the
Mario,
platforming. Yeah.
but before we get into it, we have some server maintenance. I gotta read this because it made my
Ego.
life. I don't know if like it made my. Maybe Nagachaka wrote this. I don't know who wrote this, and I promise you,
I
it
just
was
wanna
not
say-
me.
I want to say that I read it already, and it's one of those that's like, this is a John Evo, a second account that he made that is making this review. I don't know who could have this kind of opinion and write these kind of words. That one, like, if you think it's true, great. But do you know the like damage that you are doing to this man's ego?
No, not damage. You're inflating the ego.
It's damaging to me.
Well, anyway, here he goes. So it's titled John Ebo, and then it has the little emoji of the goat. So it's John Ebo goat, and
Wow.
it's 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Leave 5-star reviews. It's from 78JKL. I don't know who that is. I swear it is
It's
not
you.
me. It
It's
is
you.
not me. So it says, this is a fantastic podcast. I followed Johnny Bo and Cheesy over from N64 Josh's Powercast. Check out the Nintendo Powercast. And they do not disappoint. The real star of the show is John Ebo. His opinions drive the majority of the content, and he is usually quite entertaining. He is also great on the Powercast when he's on, and I also started listening to the Nintendo Byte podcast, which is Nintendo Prime's podcast, because John Ebo, who has been a guest on several times and should be a permanent guest or co-host, give this podcast a listen. It's always entertaining. Man,
What high praise.
I
Look at
know,
that.
right?
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, don't congratulate Cheesy.
You don't seem happy.
I mean,
You
my
don't seem
name
happy
was
about it.
mentioned. My name was
It
mentioned
is.
in there. So I will
Right.
take a little bit of that.
But honestly, I've been like, it's been rough because work has been kind of rough, and I saw that review come through, and it really perked me up, really cheered me up. It got me motivated to keep doing this. So thank you to whoever that is. I think it's Jeeb. I think Jeeb is the one that wrote that one.
I don't know. We'll see. I feel like he wouldn't say those kind of things about you, but all right.
But yeah, leave 5-star reviews. Follow us on Spotify, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all the places. Leave comments. Do all the stuff. So, Nagachaka, you were here before, and I think we asked you the question about your favorite Mario, so I'm not going to do that again. I have another question Today is March.
Oh.
Today is March 10th,
You had
2025.
to look at the calendar to know that it's
did.
Mario Day.
That's true.
Just
Yeah,
in
that's my
case.
bad. But we have a game coming out here in 10 days. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Will you be picking it up? You're a big Xenoblade Chronicles fan.
I am a certified Xenobabe, friends. That's what we call ourselves over at Carpool Gaming. Everybody who's a Xenobabe stan. So the answer is yes. I have already pre-ordered this thing. Going to be picking it up, playing it on day one. I'm so excited. Brand new. Well, for me at least, it's brand new Xenoblade content because I never played it. Sorry, Nintendo fans, I did not own a Wii U. That's the one that I did skip, unfortunately. So never got to play X. So I'm hyped. Bring all the games to Switch. Bring them over. Can't wait.
Yeah, I did play. I have a Wii U because I'm a true Nintendo fan, but I did get Xenoblade Chronicles X when it came out on Wii U, and I did the typical. I played for like 10 hours and then I fell off, just like all the other Xenoblade
Jeez.
games. And they promote. I mean, you're probably it's not going to matter to you, but maybe it will matter to some listeners out there. But they promote this game with the skells, the big mechs, and you don't get a mech until you're like 40 hours in to that story.
What?
Yeah.
So what are you doing before that then?
You're just
checking out
roaming
stuff, talking to people?
around the world.
Oh.
I honestly don't.
Yeah,
I think you do have I think you have guns in this one.
How factual is this?
It's a fact. It's a fact. It takes a while to get a mech. Just be aware of that.
That'd be like playing as a mainline Xenoblade Chronicles game, and you don't get your main party until 40 hours. Like the whole selling point of X is the mechs.
I'm telling you,
hours?
like when you play this game, don't be surprised. I know it might not be 40, but it is a while. It is a long time. That just heads up. I mean, people love it. People love Xenoblade Chronicles X. And apparently it's a lot different than the other Xenoblade games. So just be aware that you don't get the mech right away.
Thank you, because my hype levels are out of bounds. So this helped tempering them that I don't get too disappointed. I do appreciate it, but yeah, no. Day one, all in. Cheesy. I don't think you haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles games.
No, so I was gonna ask you, like, as someone who doesn't play Xenoblade, what is it that you love about it so much? Like, how could you convince me to start playing?
Oh, let's see. I would say what makes Xenoblade Chronicles like this series in terms of like what makes it special. It's two things for me, at least personally, is the music is absolutely S tier, and I know everybody says that about their favorite like JRPG series. I feel like this is the true statement though. This JRPG really does have the best soundtrack, and it hits the right notes when it needs to, right? Like when there's an emotional part, it gets you on the feels. When it wants to get you amped up, it gets like good fight music going. But surprisingly for me, because it's like a Nintendo franchise, I'm shocked at how deep and mature the themes are. I'm very surprised that they would go this hard. Oh yeah, like one, two, all 1, 2, and 3, all of them tackle really, really dark themes, and like on the surface level, it looks very kid friendly. And I mean, I guess technically it is. Like if you don't pay attention to the story, it just goes over your head.
Yeah.
But if you're paying attention, you're like, this is like deep, dark stuff about people that will die in like 10 years. What's the meaning of life? Like it's just surprising that Nintendo would go that hard into it. You don't think so, Johnny? Come on.
I mean, I don't pay attention to the cutscenes.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't read the story.
I do like some of the cutscenes do go hard. I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for a while, and those cutscenes go hard. Like, it's funny because I was playing Pokemon over the weekend. I was playing the DLC because I never finished it. Which I finished the DLC. Not sure if that counts as beating a game, but I'm gonna count it. There's credits.
Yeah. I think if you roll credits, yeah.
But like these cutscenes were not anywhere near what Xenoblade Chronicles does.
Not a surprise.
So if I was to start playing Xenoblade, which one do you start with?
Oh, you're killing me, cheesy. Because I mean,
Are they all
all right.
connected?
Like in some like overarching way, but you truly don't have to like. It's not like
Okay.
required. Like you could get
Okay.
by with just playing one of them. I would recommend playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 just
Okay.
because I think that's the most user friendly one and the most fun. Like the learning curve isn't that steep. Whereas yes, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 takes place, that's the first one to play story wise, but to me that one has like really rough tutorials. Like it just kind of like shoves it at you and like, it's like you figure it out or you're gonna get wrecked. Whereas like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 really does a good job at teaching you all the mechanics.
Uh-huh.
So that's the one I'd recommend. I think that one would get you hooked. And if you like it, go back and play them because I would be worried if I recommend playing 1 first and you don't like it, then why would you even bother playing 2 and 3? You won't.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I'll check it out. It was interesting when you said like Nintendo having or Xenoblade having dark themes, which you wouldn't expect. Like a lot of Nintendo games actually do kind of have dark themes over their colorful coated paint. Like the first one for me,
It's not like in your face though. Like
no, I know, and Splatoon's not in your face.
That's what I mean. Like Splatoon, like it's not in your face, but it does have dark themes. Like it is a post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
And
that's true, eh? When you think about it that way.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of dark lore in Splatoon that is like heavy subjects.
You're right, cheesy. Like the first one that comes to mind. It's been a while, but like the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Like
Yeah.
I remember playing that as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid. And I was like, oh, great game, fun, getting back into the world and stuff like that. Caught some of the themes, but not really. And
Mhm.
then playing it recently when it came back to NSO, I was like, good God, this is a child's game, like exploring like the stages of like death and grief and like
Yeah.
all these ways and like some of the even just some of the imagery, like when Link puts on the masks, like it's almost like out of a horror game. Like it's actually quite intense and yeah, like you're like Kid Link the entire time. But you're right, Nintendo pretends to be kiddish,
Yeah.
but it's not.
I also really like Link's Awakening in that sense where it's like
Oh yeah.
it's a dream, but at the end of it, like all of these people that you met in this dream fade away, like they don't exist, and you'll never see them again.
I forgot about how good that game is, cheesy. Not just gameplay wise, but I remember, yeah, spoiler alert, if anybody hasn't played Link's Awakening, if you haven't, I don't know, that's an old game by now. We're past that part. You should have played it. But yeah, that game does get dark. I remember when that story revelation hit, cheesy, like that was like, yo, this is not expecting, especially with like the claymation animation style of like the
Yeah.
graphics. Like
Yeah.
so wouldn't expect it. And then you're right. Even look at Wind Waker. Like that game goes pretty hard
Hmm.
sometimes in the cutscenes,
Yeah.
right? No,
you stab
you're
Ganon
right.
in the face.
As a kid, you're right.
I love
Yeah.
Wind Waker. It's so good. All right, so I feel like I'm on an episode of a Carpool Gaming Show because we're 20 minutes. We're actually probably way ahead of Carpool Gaming. We're 18 minutes in,
sure.
and we haven't gotten to the main topic yet. But
Beat that Nintendo Drive.
yeah, they take like an hour and a half to get to
Yeah,
a topic.
no, yeah, I was gonna say we go way longer than 18 minutes. We go way longer than that for sure.
But today is Mario Day, and it is a big anniversary this year for Mario. It's the 40th anniversary. Somebody tell Nintendo that. Like, does Nintendo know that it's the 40th anniversary? I feel like they don't know.
Of course they do.
We got 10% off discounts, and what else?
We got more than that. Come on.
We got some stuff on that music app that nobody uses anymore.
We got
Nobody uses
DLC for Alarmo. And
yeah, DLC for Alarm. Oh my god.
Are you being serious? Is that?
Yeah, they put like the original Mario on Alarmo. No, I'm like, dude, I don't know. I was sorry, something's going on. Whatever, but I voiced my frustration with N64 Josh, and he's like, I don't know why everybody's upset. The actual anniversary isn't until September. And it's like, bro, it's Mario Day. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to care in September that it is Mario's anniversary. People care on Mario Day. So they should.
You're right.
They should have said something. They didn't even say it's the 40th anniversary of Mario this year.
I kind of agree with Josh on this one. Because
of course you would. Because of course you would.
Because I have to go against you.
No, it's just the wrong answer. That's why.
No, Mario Day was created by the fans. This is not an official Nintendo holiday.
Yeah, but they've been acknowledging it for how many years?
2, 3?
No, they've been acknowledging Mario Day for a long time.
Okay, well, when it comes to like special announcements, I mean, we got a Mario Direct, like 2 years ago, I think, that was saying like 1,000-Year Door is coming out, Luigi's Mansion 2, there's the Lego Bowser,
That's huge!
You said that's huge?
Yeah, it's huge. And what they do to here, I'll tell you what they did. They added Super Mario Bros. 3 to the music app. Yep. Nobody cares. They added sounds to Alarmo. Nobody cares. The Mario Kart Lego is really cool, but we knew about it. Then they had the video. That's why I'm really salty, because good for Janie, but I didn't get invited.
Sorry, I don't know what video you're talking about. What happened?
What video is this? Yeah,
I didn't see it.
Also, it's like also frustrating to me because this is, what does Mario mean to you in one word? And 2 years was the movie 2 years ago now?
Well, when was the movie?
You're right. Yeah,
20
at least 2 years ago.
It's just I got reached out to by a news outlet for essentially the same thing. And then they didn't use my thing, and now I get looked over for this. And I know some of the creators on here. So it's like they were reaching out to Nintendo creators. I'm a little salty. So screw them. I'm going hard on them now. There's $20 off. $20 off on 8-year-old games. Oh, wait, there's more music stuff.
Johnny, I think you are being incredibly hard on this.
How? There's like nothing.
I like the sales.
Sales are good, but look,
the sales.
True Mario fans would have already bought these games.
That is also true. That's hard to argue. You're not wrong on that.
April
Odyssey,
2nd.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like,
April
who doesn't own those?
Mario Kart 8.
We are learning more about Switch 2.
But it's the 40th anniversary.
Well, technically, the 40th anniversary is in September.
Anyway, I am a little salty just because of that video. But, yeah, but I mean, I love Mario, and I think they probably have heard my concerns about no 3D Mario and how salty I get about that. But I guess, let's do the video ourselves. What does Mario mean to you in one word?
Ooh, what? Just one word?
That's what the video was. Eh?
That's tough. I would say magic.
That's a good one.
That's what I would say. Yeah. Nintendo Magic, but I'm cheating.
I think mine's boring, but it's just fun.
It's true.
Yeah.
Or it's Mario.
Mine is timeless.
That's a good one.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah. I was all ready for this video. They should have invited me.
That is a good one. That is a good one. You're not wrong on that. You're definitely not wrong.
Well, let's dive deep into that. What is magic to you when it comes to Mario games?
Just anytime there's a Mario game, whether it's mainline sports, let's not get too far in there. Like most sports games,
sure,
spin-offs, it's gonna be fun. Now, whether it's like it's a good time, but not like blowing my mind, or it'll be like this is mind blowing, this is next level gaming. You know you're gonna get it for sure, and it doesn't matter like what kind of gamer you are. I think you can enjoy most of it because Nintendo, especially when it comes to Mario, they know how to make different types of genres appealing to everybody, right? And kind of like very similar to what John Evo said, like timeless. It's not just timeless, but it's like for everybody, any demographic, any gamer will like to play Super Mario RPG. Like even if you've never, like that was my first RPG as a kid. I
Wow.
know I've never played one before, and because of that game, look at me now, all into Xenoblade Chronicles, Final Fantasy VII. Like it's because of Super Mario RPG introduced me to that stuff, right? Even me at the beginning of this episode, I said I don't like sports. But I'll tell you right now, I am obsessed with Super Mario Strikers, right? Just anything. They just know how to make it fun and appealing for every single person. And so when I think about Mario Day, even though I am Team Luigi, I recognize it's Mario
Yeah.
Day.
See, that's what
Oh
this
yeah,
episode should have been, is about Luigi, not Mario.
we need a Luigi Day. We need a
Yeah.
Luigi Day.
Is there
That's
a
basically
Well,
what it
if
is.
you would have bought a Wii U, you would have been involved in Year of Luigi.
Also true. But yeah, no, it's magical to me. Like whatever they put out there, like you're either gonna have fun or like an insane amount of fun. Like when I think about even like Super Mario Odyssey, like it's an old game, but to me, that pushed the genre.
Oh,
Like
that
3D
actually hurts. That
platformers.
actually hurts my chest a little bit. It's an old
Oh,
game. Is
You're like 8 years old now,
I
right?
yeah.
know, I
Chill.
know. You're triggering me though. You're about to make me go off.
It's
But yeah, if
coming,
you say it's
John.
an old
It's
game, that
coming.
just backs up my point that it's been way too long since the last 3D Mario.
You're saying the last 3D Mario game, that you're comparing it to Super Mario Sunshine?
No, 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 no. I'm saying if he's calling Odyssey old,
Oh,
that kind of backs up my statement that it's been way too long for a
I got it,
3D
I got it.
Mario game.
yeah.
It is way too long. Like 8 years is 8 plus years. Like that's assuming another one is launching on Switch too. Like if it doesn't, that's going to be 9 years. That is way too long for the next entry in a franchise. Like that is way too long. Like come on, like I don't want to play once every decade. Like come on, I only have like what 3 more decades
That's
left in
what
my
I
life.
said.
Like come on, like I can't just have 3 more of these.
That's what I said.
on.
Like if this release schedule continues, I'm gonna be
That's
50
depressing.
by the time the next 3D Mario comes out. And like it's not only Mario, it's all of their games. I was just thinking about Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate
Oh
is going to
yeah.
be 7 years old this year.
Holy crap! Is
Animal
it? Oh my.
Crossing Animal Crossing is 5 years.
Okay.
Uh,
That's okay. That's okay.
That's still long.
But
I feel
it's
like 5 years is still a long time. I mean, for PlayStation fans, maybe not because you're waiting. I don't know how
we're
long
waiting like
for
6, 7 years. Oh yeah.
you're waiting 5 years in between each game they release. You know,
You got it. You got it.
but yeah, no, it's not just Mario, and I hope they change it with Switch too. But I do, I said timeless, and I still enjoy the the original Super Mario Bros. On the NES. I still really love that game. I like Super Mario Bros. 2. I like Lost Levels as well, and Super Mario Bros. 3 is probably my favorite game ever. And I'm sure I've played like better games, but it holds a special place in my heart for what got me started into video games. Really, that and Super Mario World. Like I still, you say that RPG got you into all these other RPGs. My favorite genres are like platformers and adventure games. So Mario is like, when I'm 80, I'm gonna be playing Super Mario Bros. 3 on my deathbed.
Oh god.
I for me, like I said, fun, and I mean it just is, like there's so much variety too between games. Like you go from World to my first 3D platformer for Mario was Sunshine. And I know that that game is not as great as the other Mario games. I know that it is broken. I know Mario stepped in butter or something because he's super slippery. Um, I love that game. And it's like the music of it, it's the theme that he goes on vacation and is framed for something that he didn't even do is just like a weird concept.
And it's clearly not him. Like, are they blind? Like, what? The guy's blue.
Yeah, he has no face.
He has no face. Like, what are you doing?
He's running around Isle Delfino. How come you aren't seeing this as well? Like, Mario is the only one that sees him running and he has to capture him?
He's the only one.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I love the creativity that goes into Mario, the just crazy ideas that they put into Mario that make you smile. Like I even had some of that during Wonder, where it's just like, oh, whoa, this is cool, and like anything that can kind of take you back to when you were a kid or just something that I guess just gives you that fuzzy feeling inside that is like just playful, is like that's a good thing.
That's a great thing about Nintendo games and Mario games. Like it's just like you said, it's just wholesome fun. You don't have to, put too much thought into it. Like you just know you're gonna be having fun. Like I have a confession to make. All right, as a co-host of the PlayStation Drive, right? There's two
Mm-hmm.
games I've been playing. There's two games I've been playing. God of War Ragnarok, which is like a pillar of the PlayStation 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then I recently picked up Luigi's Mansion 2 because as a Team
Hey,
Luigi person, never got to play that one. I was very hyped. Fellas, do you want to know which game I've been marathoning the last 3 days between those two?
ooh.
Take a guess.
I mean, I'm gonna guess Luigi, but I'm not. I don't know how I feel about the answer.
It's Luigi's Mansion 2. It's because it's
Okay.
fun. Like I
Yeah,
listen,
yeah,
it's not as good as 3.
yeah,
I know that, but I in my mind I'm like it came out before 3. Why would I? I'm not gonna expect it to be better than the third one, but it's
yeah.
still fun. It's just wholesome fun, right? I love both games. Don't get me wrong, but
I mean,
it's
Johnny and
just
I have,
something that
have talked about Luigi's Mansion 2 before on this show, and he hates it.
you
I
hate
I
it.
don't.
still,
I don't know if I don't know if I hate it. It's
mm,
just it's kind of boring. It's yeah no.
I can see that.
It's definitely
Yep.
boring. And I don't like how there's 5 different mansions, and I don't like how you get kicked out after every
that part is
mission.
annoying. Yeah,
That part is very annoying. Yeah, it's like it's like a cheap way of like reusing the level design and assets. Like, oh, you've done this part, but now you have to go back to the beginning and kind of like revisit the same areas, and they kind of add different monsters or ghosts and stuff like that to make it feel different. But you're
hmm
right. But just for me, when like I have Luigi's Mansion 1 fresh in my head, like it was the one mansion, and this one like there's a few more mechanics, right? Like and there's 5 different mansions and stuff like that. So I can see why they went that way. Where it's like, okay, it's like a 1.5. Like it's not like a true sequel. It's slightly better. But yes, I know 3 is like genius level design. It's a stunning game. Like the slam mechanic like is so satisfying in 3.
so good.
But yeah, no, I'm just yeah. Oh, I'm happy to be back in
Do,
that world
do you
as a
want to?
Team
You
Luigi person.
want
Just happy to be back.
to? I'm pretty sure it's also been 7 years since Luigi's Mansion 3.
No, wait, no, please. That can't be right. It's
Hold on,
not.
Now
hold
It
on.
has
I'm
20,
not been
googling
that
it.
long.
2019.
Please. Please.
2019,
Are
so
you
6
serious?
years.
Yeah, it was Halloween
Uh,
2019.
okay, this
You
is
can
a
get that for
problem.
$20 off right now.
This
Though.
is a problem.
From
This is a
Mario
problem.
Day.
I do
That's right,
think
for Mario Day.
I do think they are going to correct it. I know we had COVID in there, right? We had COVID within, and it probably did screw. It definitely screwed things up. Um, but I do think with the Switch 2, they will. I hope they don't have these long, because these are not like, these are your pillars, right? These are your pillar games. It's kind of like if the next God of War doesn't come out for another 6 years or whatever, like that's essentially what it is. It's your pillar games. They front loaded them in the on the Switch, and then they just haven't released any besides Tears of the Kingdom. But
Right.
but like a 3D Mario, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Kart. Like I know we're getting the new Mario Kart, but it's been like 10 years. So
Well, but do you think April 2nd, like it is almost guaranteed that we will see both Mario Kart and a 3D Mario?
I think so.
On April 2nd, I think they have to.
Yeah.
They got to come out swinging. I think they have to. Like
I
Mario
think.
Kart's a big game, but that can't be the only thing that they're going to show. Like that can't be the system seller.
All right, so Mario Kart, we saw the Lego set. It's coming out May 15th. Do you think that lends into anything? Do you think Switch 2 with Mario Kart will come out like around the same time?
No,
Mm.
definitely not. No.
When do you think it's going to come out?
I think they're gonna try to build something up and lead into like the fall winter area. So I would say
No, we
late
can't
summer,
do
early fall.
that.
Nintendo does that though. They do it, and we still give them our money. I'm gonna give them my money. That's
That's
how they
so.
work.
I don't know.
So Nintendo,
I hope not. I think we're gonna get it like June time frame. I don't know if
So-
I don't know if I could go until November. I think I won't make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it.
don't worry. They'll port over Wind Waker and Twilight's Princess.
Oh my
for
god,
full
yeah,
price.
Metroid
Ooh.
Prime and all the games
Yeah,
that
don't
we
worry.
keep saying are gonna be ported and then are never
Yeah.
ported.
Okay, but if it was ported, and I know how you have this opinion that like it's not the same as like a new game, and I get
It's
that,
not.
but would you be happy if they ported those over?
Yeah, definitely. I've been wanting them to port them for since the Switch came out and since we found out that they were porting Wii U games. Like, yeah, I want Wind Waker on a modern console. I want Twilight Princess on a modern console. Yeah, of course I want them, but I also I want new things too. Like if it's only remakes or remasters, then yeah, that's not great. But if we get something new, cool.
Maybe there'll be like a new Donkey Kong game for Switch One or something, or
Maybe.
I don't know, Kid Icarus. I don't know. Maybe just like here you
that'd be
go.
cool.
Just something.
Are
Maybe.
you are you getting Switch 2 day one?
I'd like to, but realistically, with my luck, I don't think it's gonna happen. I just find it very unlikely. I thought I had a chance with the intent was it the Switch 2 experience here in Toronto, and I wasn't even close. So I suspect I would like to get a day one, fellas, but knowing my luck,
So-
it's gonna be all sold out by the bots and all that stuff.
So you think it's gonna be sold out? Not that you're just not gonna be able to get it day one,
Oh.
but it's because it's gonna be sold out from scalpers and
Oh yeah. 1,000%. Just even like my recollection of the Switch, that thing sold out hard, and it took like months for it to actually like. I mean, like I'm not sitting on my phone with notifications there, like waiting all the time, but like, it took months to be waiting for a reasonable way to like, can I, check an online post and be 5 hours late and can I still get it? Yes. Like it took months. I mean, I know Nintendo says they're ramping up production, but just how, you know, crazy everybody is for the Switch 2, including myself, I think there's no chance I'm going to get it.
I
There's
will
no
wait
chance.
outside overnight for that easily.
It'd be fun. I haven't done that in a long time. I think the last time I did that for the Super Nintendo Classic. That one I waited for outside. It was
Yeah.
fun. I didn't mind.
And I feel like Johnny, that would be the console that people are gonna like wait in line for. Like ever since COVID, it just feels like we don't have those midnight releases for games. I guess there really hasn't been a console that has released within that time to like wait in line. There's been like special editions, of course, but I feel like that would kind of bring the magic back of being a gamer. You know what I mean? Is like just going out and waiting in line, meeting new people. Like there's something that's so special about that.
I think
It's a
it's
lost thing.
I don't know. I have two trains of thought about this. I mean, I been recently just got back into Pokemon cards, and we had this whole discussion about scalpers, and it's like near impossible to get anything at retail value or MSRP for Pokemon. And now like GameStop's stopping pre-orders, so now you have to wait in line to get any stock that they have, and it's like, yeah, I mean that's good, but also people have jobs. Like people can't. Not everybody can just take a day off and wait in line for this thing. So I feel like it hurts the consumer to do it that way. That you have to wait out in line, like because people that are scalping, that's what they do. That's their job. Like they will be there to because they could sell it. And normal people or people that just want it for themselves, like it's not really fair to them that they have to, take time off of their job or, their family to try to get these things. So maybe I'm just cynical now and like midnight releases or people have nostalgia blinders on, but like, yeah, you could go back in the day when we were in college. Yeah, you could go to it because you're in college. You didn't have responsibilities. Now you have family, you have kids, you have work. Like you can't just do that anymore. So I don't want to do that. I will if I have to, but I don't want to.
My friend came up with a very, very interesting prediction. He suspects, to kind of curb this problem with scalpers and bots always buying it up. He was suggesting slash predicting that perhaps Nintendo, to kind of avoid scalpers, they'll say, if you want it day one, Nintendo Switch 2, you have to be a NSO paying member, and then you can have an opportunity. And I was like, that actually kind of makes sense because then it really does deter scalpers. And number two, it's a Nintendo thing to do to be like, hey, if you want to buy the new console, you might as well subscribe to NSO.
Yeah,
Might as well
that's the
do it.
only part about that that's like this is a little
It's a little
sketchy.
sleazy.
Yeah, a little sleazy. That's the word, not sketchy. But no, I mean I think that could help it for sure. Is there? Yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
The Nintendo New York store just announced something, I think today, in regards
Oh,
to Pokemon cards, and you have to have a Nintendo account. I don't think it was an NSO account. I think you have to have a Nintendo account, and then you have to sign up for like, I think they call it a warp pass or something. So that's the only way you could get it, and then you have to wait in line. So it's like there's all these
you
these
dig
all
through.
these things that you have to jump through. Like I don't want to do like that sucks. I don't want to be in a world like that. I don't want to have to deal with scalpers all the time and resellers. And I still do believe that it's on like Nintendo to the to make sure the supply is there.
I heard they're ramping up. I think they recognize just how powerful the brand is, but I don't know. I there's a lot of people that want this thing. I don't know if any company could possibly match, the demand that's going to be there for this thing, especially if what we're predicting is correct and there really is a 3D Mario game, and like you said, it's been 8 years, so people want to be able. That's the only way to play it. So, of course, you're going to buy it day one.
Let me ask you a question. If the next 3D Mario is revealed, what will make you happy? Will it make you happy if it is Super Mario Odyssey 2 or if it is a brand new 3D Mario game?
Hmm. That's a tough one because I really like Mario Galaxy. I actually enjoyed that one quite a bit.
Mhm.
And Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2. And a big part of it is like obviously it's like super fun and cool just be jumping between the planets and the gravity stuff. But I just thought that one was such a refreshing twist on a 3D Mario game. So on
Okay.
one hand, like yeah, like do Nintendo do your magic and just give me something new. But at the same time, I remember playing Odyssey, when it came out, and I was like, to me, this is kind of going back to formula, where it's like we know what a good 3D Mario platforming game is. we know what good level design is. Like here it is, perfectly packaged. Like this is the definition of a 3D platformer. So if I really had to pick a cheesy, I'm gonna go with something new, just because while it'd be nice to have a sequel to Odyssey because that formula works so well, give me that Nintendo magic. Just give me something brand new, and even if it doesn't hit, it becomes a bit of a dud or whatever. Like at least they tried something new. Like I don't like it when developers play it safe, right? Because then it gets
Yeah.
repetitive. It's not fun anymore. Like
Yeah.
I would say if I had to pick, give me something brand new. I don't know what it is. I'm not I'm not a creative person, but do your thing, Nintendo. Like show me something new. That's what I would want.
I would be happy.
Johnny, how do
I'm just going to be happy either way. I don't care if it's a sequel. I don't care if it's a new thing. I will be a little bit disappointed that if it is just a sequel to Odyssey, like you had 8 years to cook and you're just gonna make a sequel anyway.
Right?
Like you could have just done that on the
Yeah.
Switch. Like give me something new. I would love to. I mean, I would love them to go back to something like Galaxy. I love Galaxy as well. Super Mario Galaxy 3 would be. I think that would make everybody happy if they do a Galaxy 3. But I do want them to do something new. You had all this time to figure it out. So this is the longest time they've ever had to develop a 3D Mario game. So it better be something incredible.
Well, do you think that we're gonna get some of the things that were shown in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, where like Donkey Kong can use a fire flower, or just other creative power-ups? Like maybe it's like kind of takes the Wonder Seed in a way, but like will give you crazy power-ups.
That's actually pretty creative. I can see them doing that. That actually makes a lot of sense, right? Because I mean, they came up with these ideas for a purpose, right? Or it'd be a waste if they didn't. But
Mm-hmm.
let me put this out there. Let me really go wild there. Okay. Let's say hypothetically, it's not a Mario game, and they're taking a page out of the GameCube, and they're gonna launch it with Luigi's Mansion 4. Do you think do you think Nintendo would try something like that? I'd be happy.
I think
Yeah,
people
I
would
would
be
be-
upset
Go for it.
about that though. I
Who
I
would
would
be
be upset.
upset?
I would be upset with that if we got Luigi's Mansion 4 instead of a new 3D Mario. Yeah, I'd definitely be upset about that.
Man, and I'm with Nagachaga on this, where I'm like, that'd be awesome. Like I would love
Because
to
you're
see
bad at
Luigi's
video
Mansion
games. You
4.
don't like playing. You're bad. You haven't done the darker
Did you
side of the moon.
did you ever beat Luigi's Mansion 3?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got
so I
bored.
don't know. You can't talk.
What?
Dude, the
You didn't finish that one?
Luigi
Oh,
Mansion
come
games
on.
are not boring.
That one's so good
Two
too.
is really
Yeah.
boring.
Two's a little repetitive. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair
I'll give you 2.
But no, that would be super disappointing. And I think I would not be alone in that. Like I know it's exciting to get a Mario Kart. Like that, I'm really excited that we're getting a Mario Kart. And if they have another big game, and it's not Mario, or something similar to Mario, like a 3D Mario, I don't know. I would not be happy about that.
Princess Peach Showtime 2. Let's go.
Deluxe.
Oh, don't do that.
We're getting deluxe versions. I don't know why people think that's not happening. It's 100% happening.
It's too soon. That game came out. Did it just come out last
Oh,
year?
you mean Princess
Yeah.
Peach? No, I'm talking. I'm talking
Yeah.
just in general. We're getting like
Okay.
Breath of the Wild Deluxe. We are 100% getting that. There's no doubt that we're
I'm
getting
actually
that.
okay with it.
I am
I'm not
too.
part of the
I want it.
problem.
I want it in 4K 60. Like, come on.
I'm actually okay with that. I'm not even gonna pretend that I'm upset with that notion. I don't mind. Give me a deluxe version of Breath of the Wild. I'm all for it. I don't mind.
So,
But go ahead.
oh no. What were you gonna say? Because I was gonna transition into something else.
I was thinking about, just the fact that like it's truly has been like 10 plus years since the last Mario Kart game. And we know why. Obviously, Mario Kart 8 did so well on the Switch. Like, why would you make another one? It's fine. But
Yeah.
if like you said, they've had more than a decade. I know that we saw like, like what is it, like a split second of the screenshot where it's like, what is it, like 24 players? I can't remember what the
Yes,
number was. But,
20, 24. Yeah.
in addition to that, is this just is it just going to be a prettier version of Mario Kart 8, or are they really going to be like, here are some brand new features that you've never seen in a Mario Kart
Okay,
game? Are we getting that?
here's a
Or are
question.
they going to play it safe?
There were rumors, and we talked about this before, but I didn't get your opinion. I have a feeling I don't like this idea. I guess I don't want to cause bias, but I don't like this idea. There's a rumor that there's going to be like pit stops and refueling,
What?
stuff from like a simulation racing game. Like, would you want
I
that
don't
in
like
a
this at
Mario
all.
Kart game?
No, that's the exact opposite of fun. This is a chore.
Exactly.
No. Good God. Oh no, please. That's not what I meant by something new. That is not what I meant. Like, like Double Dash. Like that's a new concept. Like I
Yeah.
personally liked it. But just, are they
Triple
gonna do something
dash.
new or is it gonna be the formula?
Yeah, I am concerned because the little clip we saw of it was like, it's just Mario Kart. It's Mario Kart, and then with more players. That's the old like. I know we don't know anything about it, but that is my worry that it's just going to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with 24 players.
No, 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 no.
You think they'll do more? They
Oh
they
yeah,
have to, right?
they have to.
Okay.
If
Every Mario Kart has had some kind of new gimmick to it.
if the gimmick is other Nintendo worlds, would you be happy with that? If it's the same like gameplay style as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but you just have other characters from other Nintendo
Samus is driving
franchises.
a cart.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. I
If it's
got
just
one for
the-
you. This I think will sell you on it.
Okay.
We're gonna get
Okay.
Cloud Strife and have a Final Fantasy world or track. And they're gonna do that because they're launching Final Fantasy Remake on Nintendo Switch 2 day one.
That makes so much sense that Nintendo won't do that. All right, they won't.
And it's a Chocobo cart.
Oh,
They won't. They won't. They will never. I could see them putting in some more new Nintendo characters, and yes, it'd be cool to be, Samus driving the little, go kart or motorcycle. But if I don't get different power ups for, because each person's different, then it's like yeah, I'm just going back to the same
So
classes, right? Right, like light, heavy, like whatever.
so like Mario Kart 8, not the deluxe version, but Mario Kart 8 on Wii U, which you wouldn't know because you didn't have a Wii U. But it added the Crazy 8. That's the item it added. That was like all the items
Okay.
at once, essentially. And
Yes.
then
Yes.
anti-gravity. Like that was the big gimmick. So I think if we get a gimmick, I think it will be something similar to that, where it will just be like
Mm.
maybe airplanes, like in Diddy Kong
Diddy
Racing.
Kong. Yeah.
Okay.
But you
I'm all
mentioned
for it.
yeah, you said like I think that's all we'll get, as if those weren't big enough already.
No. I'm saying like that's the type of gimmick I think we'll get.
Okay. Because
Like,
I was
don't
gonna
know-
say,
but it
anti-grav,
has
like,
been 10 years. It has been like, if these games come out 10 years to cook with all the feedback and stuff they've gotten from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because there's so many people who have played it, and they just come out with like, oh, here's like one new gimmick. Yeah, that's going to be disappointing. For sure that's going to be disappointing.
only one get. So you're saying like if it's either a power up thing or if it's like a track thing?
Or if it's like the 24 person mode, like that's
Yeah.
the big thing.
That's I can't see that being the big gimmick.
I hope it's not. I don't want, that's so many people. Like, I hope it's just a mode. Like, I hope that's just a mode and not like the main Grand Prix.
All the time.
Yeah.
No, that's too much. I don't know. Like I feel like Nintendo's put themselves into a pickle now because they've been riding the success of the Switch for so long, and people are still buying the consoles and the games, and now that there's been such a long gap between, like you said, like all the pillars now, we're at the point where it's like, this better be mind blowing, otherwise why have we been waiting this
Yeah.
long? It's almost like to their detriment at this point. Like it'll be interesting to see what the launch lineup is. What is the new things in these franchises? I'm kind of curious to see how they do.
So here's not Mario related. Are you a Pokemon fan?
I missed out. Okay, and it makes me really, really sad. I didn't play Pokemon as a kid. My son's into it, right? That so any Pokemon knowledge I have is because he has the cards, and that's about it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I never got to play the games. Yeah.
So the big thing with Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch, like Scarlet and Violet, where like they ran poorly and they look bad, right? And they took a year off or like 2 years off, whatever it was. So everybody was expecting Legends ZA to be something mind blowing, and people, we just saw the trailer, and people don't like the trailer, and I'm scared and worried. Not, I guess not scared, but I'm worried that like when we see the rest of the Mario Kart or when we see the new 3D Mario, we're gonna be like, oh, okay, well that's not what I wanted. Like 10 years for this. What were you doing?
Hold
It's
on,
quite possible.
I gotta go real quick.
It's quite possible. Like, I feel like on the safe side, they really need to have like a robust lineup. Like, if they're just putting all their eggs into like Mario Kart 8, or not 9. Sorry, that was a bad joke. It's not gonna be Mario Kart 8. I promise it's not gonna be Mario
Deluxe,
Kart 8.
deluxe. No,
They
Cheesy's
won't do
gone.
it.
We talk about deluxe versions all day.
Can you imagine? No, I think they'd be very foolish to just rely on Mario Kart in a 3D Mario game. Like, I feel like they need to make sure that they're appealing to like the incredible like size of the games that they've keep amassed like all these years. Like, if I feel like, to be smart, like, in the first year of their lineup, they really need to, in addition to that, they really does need to be another Animal Crossing game and a Smash Brothers game. Like, I feel like they really have to hit these different genres. And you know, as somebody who's never played Animal Crossing, but I've watched my wife, you know, spend hundreds of hours playing it. I'm very familiar with what it is. In my opinion, you don't need to add too much to a new Animal Crossing game to appease the Animal Crossing fans, right? It's just fun to play something that's a little bit different, a little
I
bit
don't know
new,
about that. I
right?
don't know about that. People are actually thought Animal
Yeah,
Crossing
people want something like
People thought New Horizons was not as good as the one that was on 3DS. They thought it didn't have as many features, and they thought it should have had more features. And they stopped supporting Animal Crossing like a couple of years after release. And everybody thought, you have this huge, like how many 40 million copies sold. Like they thought you should,
that's what I'm saying.
you should,
That's what I'm saying. Even though it's a step backwards, it
yeah,
still sold a lot.
yeah,
See?
yeah, yeah.
See?
Yeah, and there are those titles that they need to get on there quick, right? They need to get the Mario Kart on there quick. They need to get a Mario on there fast. They need to get Animal Crossing, Smash Brothers, like these titles that just sell throughout the whole lifetime of the system. Like their best call is to put them on as soon as possible. So yeah, put them all in 1 year. Like I don't see. I mean, that might be too much for people, but who knows? I'll buy them all.
I think if they spread it out like through like obviously it depends when they launch it. I think if they spread out within like a year, like 3 or 4 big pillars Nintendo games, I don't think that's asking too much. And going back to our point, Johnny, but like it's been like 8, 6, 10 years since these pillars have come out again. Like, so there's really no excuse like to not do it unless it's just for the sake of it. Like, I don't know. It's Mario Day. It's Switch 2's coming. We're all excited, but we're also get a little bit nervous, right? Because we don't know much. Like, they barely gave us any information. Like, that's also the problem with this. Like, we don't have
I
anything to
am
go off of. Like, we're just guessing.
I am surprised. I'll stop talking about Cheesy. Stop it. He's back.
Actually, my laundry room is flooded, so I
Oh no!
have to go. Yeah.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll figure it out. But Nagachaga, always good to see you. I'm sorry that this is how it is, but life.
Oh, take care of that, dude. Thanks for having me, Cheesy. Jeez,
Yeah.
sorry to hear that, man.
No, we'll talk again soon.
For sure, for sure.
All right. See you guys.
See it. Oh no! Now I'm like flipped. Oh well, that's fine.
Still works. Still works.
I don't know where we were at. I don't know what we were talking about. But oh yeah, so I'm actually I'm surprised that they revealed it back in January, right? They revealed the Switch 2 back in January, and we're in March now, and they really didn't announce anything, or they haven't done anything. They are really sticking to that April 2nd date for when we'll actually see what it is.
I'm not surprised. Like Nintendo, like they stick to their own lane when they're gonna do something. They're gonna do something. I think again. I think it was just an unwise decision to reveal it in January with like no information. It's like here's what it looks like, and like don't get me wrong. Like I think it's stunning, but it's just a bigger, better looking version of the Switch. Like that's basically all it is. But I'm not even looking for new gimmicks in hardware. Like just I'm into Nintendo for the software, and that was the biggest problem with that first reveal. There's no software besides a little glimpse of Mario Kart, right? Like I'm excited for April, like because obviously they'll tell me about the bigger screen, better battery life, whatever. Like that. Quite frankly, I can just read that like on a doc. I don't need to actually see like a video of it. What I do want to see are the games. Like, what am I going to be playing on the new hardware? Like, that's the most exciting thing. And like we've been discussing this whole night. Like, we haven't played these new games in such a long time. Like last year was just mostly remasters and ports and stuff like that. I mean, I like them, but we want something new, right? We're waiting for it. Come on,
Yeah,
Nintendo.
yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for Switch 2 to finally come out. But like you said, it is Mario Day, and I wanted to see what your favorite Mario games are. Let's do top three, and they could be like spin-offs or mainline or whatever you want it to be.
All right. Three is tough, dude, but I'll try my best. I think I'm gonna still stick with Super Mario RPG as my first one. I know it's a
It's like
very
your top as your
unusual
top
answer.
game.
I'm gonna say it's my top just because I have, like I said, I just have such fond memories of playing that game on my Super Nintendo, getting into the genre, and just I didn't. Quite frankly, I'm pretty confident that that was the first time where I was like, oh, there's video games can actually have like story. I didn't know that. Like for me, it was always like you just play the game and it's just fun. Super Mario RPG actually had like a story and like there were characters, emotions, stuff like that. In like a Nintendo way, but it was there. And I was just like, oh, I didn't know that video games could do that. So I would, for me, I know it's an unusual answer, but because of that, being my first RPG, teaching me that video games can be more than just having fun. Like there's story to it, there's characters you get attached to. Super Mario RPG is my top one, but I'm very curious. Like I think you already said it. Is it Super Mario Bros. 3 for you, Johnny?
Yeah, I go back and forth. I think like nostalgia carries a heavy weight for Super Mario Bros. 3. I never so growing up I had a Super Nintendo. I never had an original Nintendo. Um, so the first time that I experienced Super Mario Bros. 3 was on the All Stars. It was the All Stars version,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I just remember playing three like because I think it had what one, two, three, and lost levels on
Lost
it.
levels. Yeah, yeah.
So I remember playing three the most and just fell in love with it then. I had Super Mario World, but I don't know. Three has always been more fun for me. I could still play it. I think the fact that it's more about it feels more about like speed running than exploring. Like Super Mario World has all these secrets and stuff to find. And
Mhm.
three, they have the warp whistles and they have some other secrets, but mostly it's just like getting through the levels as fast as you can. I love the power ups in three. It still has some of the best power ups in a Mario game. The frog suit's amazing. The boot, I always loved the boot.
The boot is
The
fun.
Tanuki suit, that was the first time that appeared in there. Hammer Bro suit. Yeah, it's just fantastic. And I don't know how a game from like 30 plus years ago could still hold up as well as that one does.
It's true. It's true. That one holds up, and like you said, even the OG one holds up. And I think what makes Super Mario Bros. 3 so special is when you really think about it, like that game is on the same hardware as Super Mario Bros. 1, like the NES. It's
Yeah,
the same hardware, but they feel like to me like games that are divided by generations because Super Mario Bros. 3 is such a leap ahead of it that you would think it's on different hardware, but it's not. They just they just figured it out. Like this, we know how to make this like significantly better. Like we know how to take this franchise forward. Like you said, like all the suits, the power ups, the level design, like they're next level compared to Super Mario Bros. 1. So that I can see why that one is still is held in such a high regard because of that.
yeah.
Um,
I play it like I play it at least once a year when I just want to sit down and not really think about it. I just play it. It doesn't take that long to beat if you know what you're doing, and it's just I don't know. It's just special.
fun. No, that's a good one. Um, my second one, again, I think it's a little bit unconventional, but I'm gonna go with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's right, the newest one on the Switch. I've been into Smash Bros. Ever since it came out on N64. But to me, it's such a unique concept of celebrating different video game franchise. That's what it is now, right? On the N64, it was celebrating all the Nintendo IP. But Smash Bros. Deluxe, not Deluxe, Ultimate is a celebration of video games in general, just of all the different characters, all the different music levels. Like that's such a great love letter to video games. But in addition to that, I just have a lot of fond memories of just playing in the basement, with my friends in person, yelling, and my wife would be like, be quiet at 3 a.m. because she can hear us yelling from the basement. We're doing this as, middle-aged men. But that one's special to me. Just yeah, like because it brought me back to being like in high school again, right? Like a boys' sleepover, just playing Smash Bros. All night. It was just it to me, it's special that it was able to recapture that magic again. Like are you into Smash Bros, Johnny?
Oh, I love Smash Brothers, and I love I think my favorite part of the Switch era, like just in general, my favorite thing that has happened was the "Everyone Is Here" trailer. I loved
Oh,
that
dude,
so
that was
much.
amazing.
It was so
Hmm.
hype because you're watching, you're like, there's no way they
There's no
got
way
everybody
everyone's here.
back.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
they show Snake, and
exactly.
it's like, oh man, they did get everybody
Oh,
back. And
yep.
yeah, I love Smash. I love Smash. My main is Terry. I'm a
Oh,
bro guard.
look at
I
that. I was not expecting that.
and I guess Terry he was a DLC character. So like when I
He
started
is.
playing, I've been playing Smash since Melee, and I never
Yeah.
really like people have a character that they just kind of carry throughout the every version. I never really had that. I
Hmm.
don't have. I don't remember who I played in Melee mostly. I think it was Captain Falcon maybe, and then like Brawl. I didn't play too much of, but I also like the Ice Climbers. I think they're funny. Um,
They're fun to use. Yeah, it
yeah.
throws me off every time. It's like, which one do I hit?
And then in like Smash Brothers 4, I used Fire Emblem characters, and now in Smash Ultimate, I'm using Terry. And I hope
Yeah.
the thing that worries me about Smash Brothers moving forward is like what do they do, right? Because Ultimate was the ultimate version of Super Smash Brothers. So like, where do you go
It's
from
so true.
here? And do we get see that's one where I think we might get like a Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Deluxe version,
Yep. I can see that. Yep.
and I'd be
I
okay with
agree.
that. I would be okay with that. I don't know. I actually played a little bit. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, just because I felt like playing a little bit online, and it's still so good. And I don't know if you've played any other platform fighters, but they just don't feel the same. They don't have that
Yeah.
same impact. But
Hmm.
yeah, Smash Brothers, love Smash Brothers. I hope we get I hope we get one like really like
Something
I hope like
soon.
launch year, I would say. My second one, I am gonna go with Galaxy. I always flip flop. I always flip flop between Odyssey and Galaxy if I like the one. I mean, they're both phenomenal games. Like, how do you compare two 10 out of 10 games? Like, I just think Galaxy was such a unique concept. All that level design was something that I've never experienced before in a platformer. And the funny thing is, I don't like the Wii. Like, I'm not a fan of the Wii as a console because I hate
Right?
motion controls. But
Yeah, fair.
I feel like Galaxy, it does have waggle, but it's not as intrusive as a
It's not
lot of other
excessive.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm hmm
Yeah, just the music, the level design, the boss battles, like that game was just fantastic. And I would love for them to go back to Galaxy, and they definitely do reference it because I don't know if you played 3D World at all.
3D is that the one with Bowser's Fury? That one,
Yeah,
right?
it's the one with Bowser Fury. Yeah,
Yeah. I played it. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, there are some levels that are definitely inspired by Galaxy. So
Mhm.
I think they'll go back to Galaxy at some point. I'm actually surprised they didn't have like for the next 3D Mario, like if they do something with Odyssey or a sequel to Odyssey, I would love for them to add kingdoms based on previous games. I mean, they spoilers,
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
they have the Mushroom Kingdom, and I love that kingdom. But I would love to. They go to the moon. Like you go to the moon in Odyssey, and you're not gonna have You're not gonna have a galaxy type level or kingdom. Like that would be really cool to have just a bunch of callbacks. I know there was like rumors about Delfino Plaza or a Sunshine Kingdom. Like
Yeah.
that would be cool. Like if I was Nintendo and I'm not creative enough to think of anything original, I would just like have Mario go to all the old school kingdoms and or worlds.
It's not a bad idea, Johnny, because it'd be fun just to revisit, right? It's nostalgia trip. It's actually I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't leaned into that one even harder. But yeah, no, Galaxy's a good pick, dude. Like that one is special to me. And yeah, like you said, like it wasn't in like intrusive motion controls because yeah, the games that like listen, I really enjoyed Skyward Sword, the story.
Ugh.
I thought it has the best one. But mechanic wise, like it didn't work on the Wii, and that game is very reliant on your Wii on your motions, right? But otherwise, you're not blocking the sword hit. It gets frustrating. But yeah, just to wrap up, my third and final pick. I wanted to say Luigi's Mansion, but I think I'm going to be stretching it too far. Like Mario's not even in the title, so I'm not going to say that.
He's in the game though.
Instead, he's briefly in the game as a cameo. It doesn't really count. No, I'm going to go with Mario Strikers for sure on the GameCube. Like
On
that
the
game
GameCube,
was
okay.
just, oh yeah, that one was just so much fun. Just to me, just such a brand new concept. I mean, like I know they were doing a lot of some spin-offs, and then and the N64 era, but like I feel like they really nailed that genre of like Mario spin-offs in the GameCube era. And for me, Strikers was the first one I got introduced to, and I was like, this is so much fun, and it's just like so unexpected, right? Like it's not like a kid's soccer game because like you're slide tackling, like body checking people, like you're wrecking people in that game. It's just like, oh, it's more violent than expected. But that one definitely holds a special place in my heart. And Nintendo, like, you got to bring it back properly this time. For the love of God, just please do it right this time when it comes back. Because I want more Mario spin-offs. I like them, but just they gotta be treated with the care and respect they deserve, not just here's some filler and you're gonna buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I never played Strikers on the GameCube. I played the Wii version and I played the Switch version, and I mean, it's definitely a fun like. Even I even had fun with the Switch version, Battle League or whatever, but it had to be with like I played with Cheesy in person and with the other two hosts of the Nintendo Powercast, and that was super fun when you were playing in person.
In
But like
person.
trying to
Yep.
play online, it wasn't just wasn't what I wanted. And yeah, I also love the Mario spin-offs, the tennis, golf, and I think
Golf's so good.
on the Switch era of Mario sports games was very lacking. So I'm hoping
Mhm.
they take that feedback and implement it into the next versions. We're definitely going to get more. I don't know about Strikers. That's the one that I'm worried about. Like Strikers might be dead.
Yeah, I agree. I
But
think so.
we'll get tennis. We'll get golf. Next level. You just like next level games, Strikers and Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion. That's right.
And have you ever played Punch Out, the one on the Wii?
I think I did briefly. Yeah, I think I did. I think I did play that one. It's not bad. I thought it was
That's a pretty
okay.
good version. That's next
Yeah.
level games.
Hmm.
But yeah, and I also want. I'm a big baseball fan, just in general. I
Oh, we
want
gotta bring that back.
Sluggers or whatever it's called. I think it's called Sluggers.
I think
One
it's
of them,
called Sluggers. That was
they
so
changed
good.
the names like from GameCube to Wii. One
To
of them
Wii?
was
Yep.
Sluggers, and the other one I think was just like All Star Baseball or something.
You got
Yeah,
it. That's right. It's confusing because it should be a franchise. Like you got to keep the same name in some sense.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I hope, like, I think we're due for another one of those. I would want that, but I
sure.
also don't want it to be. I'm glad it didn't come out on the Switch era because we would have had the same situation with
Hmm.
as the other titles. But Strikers, yeah, that's good. I'm trying to think. My third one, I also want to do a spin off as well. Well, trying to think spin off. I think I might go with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Okay.
I was very skeptical because I had a Wii U and I put a lot of time into Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. So I was very skeptical when they were they announced Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm like, I already played hundreds of hours of Mario Kart 8. I don't want to do this, but they added enough like features that made it its own experience. Like they added double items. They added a brand new battle mode, which I spent a ton of time. Actually, I played a lot with my partner. She really enjoyed the battle mode in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and we played a lot of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe battle mode. And then just when they added how many tracks? There's 96 tracks in that game.
Holy cow,
If,
you're
if
right. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
if you include the booster course as well.
Hmm.
Now, some of them are not the best. Like I feel like the tour tracks from Mario Kart Tour are very weak compared to everything else. But the Wii tracks, even the I love the Animal Crossing track. I love the F-Zero tracks. And that's another one, just like Super Smash Brothers. I don't know what they do next. I don't know what they're going to do next with because if Mario Kart 9 comes out and it has 20 tracks, you go from 96 to 20, like what what is happening?
It's gonna be interesting. I don't know how they're gonna justify, the gap and like it's a sequel and like you said, 20 tracks versus 90 kind of feels like a big step backwards. So we'll see. We'll have to see what the new gimmick is. It's like, well, it's 20 tracks, but you can't do this in Mario Kart 8. You can only do it in Mario Kart 9. So
It,
we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, I think they'll do a similar thing that even if it is, I forget how many tracks. I think Mario Kart 8 when it initially came out had 32 tracks on the
I think
Wii
so, yeah.
U, and then they added two, no, four cups. They added 4 cups of DLC on the Wii U, so there's 48 tracks on the Wii U, and then they brought those over to the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then they doubled that number. So I could see them doing something like that. They release it with like 32 tracks or 48 tracks, and then just add to it with DLC, because it's gonna be another 10-year title. We're gonna be old and gray.
Uh,
We're gonna be old and gray.
that is so depressing. Oh
I've
God.
had so many conversations about this, and I feel like nobody has ever agreed with me on it. they're always like, well, it takes
Really?
time. Yeah, they're like, it takes time to make something good, and I'm like, I understand that, but not 10 years. Like 10 years is a long time. They usually, when something's in development for 10 years, that is not a good sign. Like that is development hell, and it's usually bad. Like I can't think of a game that wasn't developed for 10 years that wasn't a mess when it came out. We got like
I
Duke
I
Nukem
can't even
Forever.
imagine. I I can't even imagine working on a project for more than a year. Like, are you telling me that like the developers and programmers are working on the same game for 10 years?
Yeah,
Like,
what do
do
you
you know
what
what
do
I
you
mean? Like going from like
do?
that's what I mean. And you're going from like, 25 to 35, and that's finally when like your one project comes out. Like, listen, the games are magic and stuff like that, but like you said, like 10 years, like I'm assuming you're only gonna work for 30. Like, come on. How many projects are you gonna get under your belt at this point? Like it's yeah, I quite frankly, to be quite in all seriousness though, Johnny, like I think it's an issue with gaming in general, not just with Nintendo. Like PlayStation's notorious with that. Like there's no Last of Us game coming out on the PlayStation 5. Like let's be real. It's like so it's a
Yeah, but
problem.
you
It's an
got
issue that
Intergalactic
they're all
though.
having.
Like at least you're gonna have something from Naughty Dog on PS5, right? Hopefully,
Yeah,
maybe. Who knows?
I think it'll be a swan song PS5 launch on PS6. If I'm gonna be real, I think they'll keep delaying it, and it's gonna be like, oh, it's the last game in the PS5 onto the PSX. It's like, great, this is the one game after 7, 8 years or whatever it's been. I can't even count. Like, it's an ongoing issue, but yeah, we'll have to see what Nintendo does this year. It's exciting with Nintendo Switch 2 and Mario Day, and like you said, it's the fourth anniversary. Somebody has to recognize that.
Yeah, I mean, for the 35th anniversary, we got Mario 35. That was wonder if they wonder if they'll bring back. Maybe it'll be Mario 40 when they bring it back.
That'd be cool. Just when? Like, when are they planning on doing it? And
Yeah,
it's just it's confusing.
yeah, the 35th anniversary they did a decent amount because they had the Mario 35, they had the 3D All Stars. So they have to be cooking something, but I think they don't want to take like the Switch 2 is taking the air out of the room, as you'd say, you
Of
know.
course.
So if you announcing something now when the Switch 2 review or like direct is in less than a month, yeah, it's odd for sure. But I still would have been if they would have teased something or say like tune in
Mm,
to the Nintendo Direct on April 2nd to learn more about Mario's 40th anniversary, like that would have been cool.
that's true. They should have given us something, because like you said, like it's kind of weird that they just pretend it's not even been 40 years.
Yeah, and I guess well, N64 Josh said that they didn't announce anything for Mario's 35th until
Closer
September of that
September.
year, but it was also
All
COVID
right.
year. It was COVID year, so that was
Oh, all right.
2020.
I didn't think of that.
So if it
Mm,
was actually, I guess this would have been like right before because I remember it was March 13th, 2020 is when they told us that we got to go home.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so it was, I mean, Mario Day was there, I guess. So I guess they could have done it beforehand. They wait until
Could have.
September. So I guess that's what we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait until September. It's disappointing. I feel like this year, just in general, has been pretty slow for everything. Like the start of the year, there's not, I mean, Monster Hunter came out. That's really good. But other than that, I mean, there hasn't been much.
No, no. Well, we'll see what the rest of the year holds up. And Switch 2 is coming out, Johnny. It's coming out this year. We,
Maybe.
we did it.
Well, they're like, it's actually coming out 2027.
Can you imagine?
We're skipping 2026. We gotta get PlayStation keeps finding PlayStation 2s that they sold. So we gotta get to outsell PlayStation 2. But
Oh, wow.
Well, thanks for joining. No Cheesy ditched us, but it was a fun conversation. Glad you enjoy Mario, even though you're on a PlayStation podcast. But where can people find you?
Thanks for having me, Johnny, Cheesy. Always had a blast hanging out with you guys. But yeah, you guys can find me over at Carpool Gaming's a PlayStation Drive. I'm a co-host. We do the show live on Sunday evenings, and you can also find me as Nagachacha on Blue Sky.
Nice. And I'm Johnny Bo everywhere: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and the Nintendo Powercast, which we might do an episode soon. But you have any final thoughts?
Hey, everybody, just enjoy Mario Day. Pick up those games on sale. Like even like Johnny said, Mario Odyssey. If for some reason you have a Switch and you've never played it, now's the time to buy it, friends.
I mean, there's
It's on sale.
125 million people that didn't buy it, so
See? That's why they keep putting it on sale over and over again.
buy it. And if you already bought it, buy it again.
Double dip.